Hi, it's me, Mr. Yummy Man, and I thought I'd show you guys a deck profile for my, I call it a life point deck. It's not quite a burn deck, but it's pretty close to being a burn deck. So, oh, and this deck is not advanced tournament legal. It's something I made just for fun. It's not a super competitive deck either, but it can more than handle its own. So, yeah, that's good. And I'm going to post the month up here because I may change it. I may post the day up here too. I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, on to the deck profile. I run three solar flare dragons. Solar flare dragons make it so my opponent will lose 500 life points at the end of every one of my turns. That's good. And he has 1500 attack. Not the best, not the worst. I run three Skarmock Ladybugs. When they get sent to the graveyard, you increase your life points by 1000. So, it just says graveyard, not field to graveyard. So that's good. You can call them from your deck and have them sent to the graveyard with Foolish Fairy or, a few other cards. Three Stealth Birds. Stealth Bird is, you can flip it face down once per turn, and when you flip it face up, it does 1000 damage to your opponent. So those are pretty good. Three may be overkill. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Death Koala, I run two of them. Flip, decrease your, 400 times the number of cards in their hand. That's how much they take. 400 for each card. Don't know why I said it though. But I run one Vampire Koala. It's pretty good at gaining life points. To be honest, he's the strongest monster in the deck. That I get to control anyway. So I'm thinking about keeping him. I really want to keep him if possible, but I'm not sure. Again, Lava Golem. I gotta run at least one of these to get rid of my opponent's monsters, and plus, as a bonus, deal damage to them. One Boganon. Each of my standby phase says my opponent loses 600 life points. One Marita Fallen one. While she's in the graveyard, I gain 200 life points. Every turn of mine, it becomes my standby phase. One Morphing Jar as well as one Morphing Jar number 2. I find them both pretty good. This is good for discarding hands, whereas this is good for reshuffling monsters back into your deck from the field. Also, your opponent's monsters go back into their deck. So, yeah, there's plus for having both of those, but they really don't need to be in here. It's a bonus. Fire Cleanser, so I can do 500 every time I gain life points. I hardly ever get to summon her, but yeah. Magician of Faith, just because. Pure Mermaid, because I could gain 800 life points. She does well with Fire Princess and a few select other cards. Now onto my magic cards. I run Dark Room of Nightmare. It's a pretty good magic card. It's continuous. It makes it so your opponent loses 300 additional life points every time they take life points other than life point damage other than battle damage. So basically any effect damage, they take 300. Now, except for this card, of course, because then it would be infinite. So yeah, this is a good card to put in any burn deck, life point deck, whatever you want to call it. Thunder is short. I only run one of these because I only have one of these. I guess I could buy another, but for now, This one is good. And oddly enough, I don't see many burn decks run this. It's, it's exactly like just desserts, but it does 400 for each of your opponent's monsters instead of 500. And it's a magic card. Kaiser Coliseum, if your opponent would have, if it would make your, as long as you control one monster on the field, if it would make it so your opponent has more monsters in the they can't summon a monster. So that's pretty good. One heavy storm, spell absorption, giant tornado, which as you know, in advanced format is actually banned, but like I said, this is just for fun deck. Back to square one, so I can pop it back to the top of the deck. Not only does it mess up the draw phase, but also I get rid of the monster. If it's a tribute monster, they'll have to wait a while to tribute something. Lightning Vortex, get rid of all the basic monsters. So they self-explanatory. Mystical Space Covenant, it's a staple card in anything. So, yeah. Painful choice. Like I said, this deck is just for fun. I select 5 cards from my deck and show them to my opponent. And then they select one of those cards. That one goes to my hand, the other 4 goes to the graveyard. This effect is good to combine with cards that, affect when they get sent to the graveyard. Like, Scarmark, Ladybug. So I would get, say I picked 3 of them, a Maria Fallen one, and whatever 5th one. They would choose between that. So usually my opponent picks a Scarmark Ladybug, so I only gain 2,000 instead of 3,000. But yeah, no, that's Maria Fallen one gets put in the graveyard. So that's always something. Swords of Revealing Light saved me quite a number of times. Ground Collapse. I usually select 2 of their zones, and I only have 1 of these in this deck, mainly because if you have 3, let's say I put 3 in my deck. Well, it says you'll have to select 2. So I can select all 5 of their zones, but I also got to select 1 of my zones to make 6. So, yeah. Toll, for obvious reasons. Both of us would have to pay 500 to attack, but this deck really isn't for much for attacking. Pot of Greed, again, just for fun. Now, traps. I run 3 just desserts. So they can take damage, of course. I run 2 Secret Burial. So for every card in their hand and on the field, mine, they can take 200. So that's always good. I run 2 Ojama Trio. So I can summon to their side of the field. And each time those get destroyed, they take 300 for each. Say I had Dark Room of Nightmare out, 1 got destroyed, they would take 600. And then 600, and then 600. So if you're doing a 4,000 game, wow, that's only 1,800, but let's say I have a just desert that I activate before that in a secret burial. That ends the game right there with just 3 trap cards and a magic card. So yeah, that's it. A ceasefire. Mainly so because my opponents tend to like using flip effect monsters, so I just flip all their face down cards face up, no flip effects activated, and for every effect monster they take 500 fight points. That's always good. Spell Absorbing Life, it does the same thing as Ceasefire, except for I gain, but I only gain 400 for every effect monster instead of 5. Gravity Bind, level 4 or higher monsters can't attack. That includes me too, but like I said before, this deck not exactly for attacking. Magic Cylinder to direct their attacks back at them. Wabatu to protect my monsters and me. There's been debates about Wabatu, but it says officially that it protects the monster as well. So, yeah. Last with Chain. How much can they destroy 100 cards? So, armor. Don't know how to pronounce the thing, so I just call it the armor. But when they attack, if they attack, that reaction is Smoochy, so if they gain life points, they will lose it instead. Now this card might not be necessary in this deck since I have nothing to gain them life points, but typically my opponents, when they know they're going against this deck, they will put something in their deck so they gain life points. So yeah, and finally, Draining Shield, so I can gain more life points like I need them. So yeah, that was my, what I like to call life point deck. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So yeah, later.